Hey guys, Cece back with another video, and today's video I'm super excited to do because I have a first impressions video on this new L'Oreal foundation. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Total Cover Full Coverage Weightless Feel Foundation. So I am so excited about this foundation. I have not found it in any of my local stores yet, so I had to order this off Amazon. It was $11.99, I believe, so right up there with the price point of L'Oreal's other Infallible line foundations. So you guys know I love the Infallible line Pro Matte Foundation, and then of course they have the Pro Glow Foundation that I also have that I love mixing with the Pro Matte. So whenever I saw that they were coming out with another Infallible line foundation, I was like, yes girl, I have to order that. I need it right now. So I couldn't wait again until it was in my local store, so I ran and got it off Amazon. It should be available on Amazon now. It took mine a couple weeks to ship actually, so it did take a while to get to me, but nonetheless it is finally here. So I got mine in the shade 310 Classic Tan. We're gonna do a live demo today. As you guys can see, I have no foundation on my face, so we're gonna do a live demo of this foundation and just how it applies, what I think about it, all that good stuff. Let me just read some of the claims of this foundation. So as with the other products in the L'Oreal Infallible line, this one also claims to have up to a 24-hour wear. It says that it's full coverage and weightless. Let me see. Pro Face, oh, this is a face and body foundation. Ultra lightweight, seamless coverage. What else? Use everywhere, face, neck, arms, and legs to cover imperfections and even skin tone. So I didn't realize it was actually a body foundation also. It's supposed to have a natural finish, full coverage, 24-hour wear, and it's supposed to be air light. So we will put those claims to the test and see how this looks on my skin. Now the only thing that's concerning me is that this is not a matte finish, it is a natural finish. So I don't know how my oily skin is gonna like natural finish, but I do believe it'll work a little better than it would have a few months ago, just because it was summertime and I would have been sweating out of this foundation. But now since it's winter time, I'm not doing very much sweating when I go out the house, so this actually may work for me. One thing that is a bit concerning to me is look how dark the packaging is. I'm hoping that it's actually not that dark when I open it up. I have not even broken the seal. If you guys can see that, the seal is still intact, so I have not opened this, I have not swatched this or anything. So I am going to do this right on camera with you guys. Like I said, hopefully it's actually lighter in the package, because this is my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Classic Tan, and this is the new Total Cover in Classic Tan. So I had to guess because again I did get it off Amazon, so we will see how it works. Let's get a little closer. Alright, so I zoomed you guys in a little closer. This is my bare skin. I'm not really having any skin issues right now, any major skin issues right now, thank God. So this is the canvas that we're working with. You guys know that I always prime my face before I put on a foundation, so this day is going to be no different. I am trying to use up the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is the pore minimizing version, so we're trying to use that up, so Mama's going to use that today. And I'm just going to add it to my cheek area and then my nose also. So next it's time to apply the foundation. I'm going to do something that I have not done in my foundation reviews previously. I'm going to take one side with a beauty blender and then one side with a foundation brush. This is the Tarte foundation brush. I don't exactly know the name of it, but it is just the big Tarte Kabuki brush. So I'm going to use this on one half of my face and then this Black Beauty blender on the other half of my face, and we're going to start applying this. We're going to go ahead and break the seal here together. And let's open it up. So this is how the packaging looks. It comes in a little squeezy tube like this, a very fine tipped squeezy tube. So I love squeezy tubes for foundations. I think it's the next best thing to a pump. I actually think it's better than a pump because you can control how much comes out a lot easier. So we're just gonna squeeze some out. Oh boy. Okay, this is hard to squeeze out. It's super thick and it looks like it has a moussey texture to it. It's super thick, but it does look like it's going to match me. The color looks really good. So the bottle is definitely not a good indication of the actual color inside. So I would make sure to be careful when you're choosing a color for you. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just going to put this on one side of my face. Since it's so thick, I feel like it's gonna dry fast. So I don't wanna put a whole lot of it on. And we're gonna work on one half of the face first. This is going to be the half that I use with my beauty blender. Does look like full coverage. Definitely looks like full coverage. It actually feels like I could have gotten it a bit darker too. This classic tan doesn't seem as dark as I want it to. Alright, so that's the side with the beauty blender. Looks like it's covering pretty well. Now let's go ahead and do the side with the brush. And I always wet my brush with some type of setting spray. And then we're just gonna go in. I think I like the finish with the beauty blender better. It looks a little smoother with the beauty blender. So the finish definitely looks a little smoother with the beauty blender, but I still got really good coverage. There's like a couple spots peeking through here and there. But this is actually perfect coverage for me. It's a little less coverage. I feel like there's a little more coverage with the Urban Decay, what is it, the All Nighter foundation. I feel like there's a little more coverage with that. When I think of full coverage, that's what I think of, is that foundation. That's like my basis for full coverage. But this total cover actually isn't that bad. I still feel like it is very close to full coverage, and if you needed a little more coverage, then you can just build it up. But I'm just gonna go over this side with the beauty blender just to smooth it out, because I do feel like it could be a bit more smooth. So like I said, it's super light. This definitely isn't the same color as the classic tan from the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. So keep that in mind again when you're choosing shades. But other than the shade, I feel like it looks pretty good. It is emphasizing, let me see, it's set. It's set, but it is emphasizing, I feel like, some of my texture, which I don't love. It's definitely emphasizing some of my texture. But the foundation is set. It doesn't feel like a natural finish. It really looks like a matte finish to me. What do you guys think? It does look matte to me. Not dead flat, but a nice matte finish. We're gonna go ahead in with concealer and see how it plays with concealer. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer, by the way. No issues with concealer. Everything blended out quite well. Again, I'm not loving the way it emphasizes my texture. I'm still seeing that, but other than that, the foundation looks pretty good and it covered pretty well. And I'm just setting that concealer right now. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and I will come back with an update. Alright you guys, so here's the final look with the rest of my face done. What are you guys thinking? What do you guys think about the foundation? I am kind of on the fence about it. I feel like it definitely looks matte, and it also looks a little like, and now I love some cakey makeup, but I feel like it looks a bit cake face. Just a bit. In a bad way though. Not in a good cake face way, in a bad cake face way. I do feel like it looks a little cakey. It was a little drying when I was actually putting it on and blending it out. So I feel like that's aiding in it. But something that I also feel is like when my skin warms up a little bit and when it, I don't know, I feel like maybe when my skin warms up just a little bit to it and I get just a little bit of oil in my face, like some of that oil back, I feel like it'll look a lot better. That is how I look, or that is how I feel. But other than the texture and the color, I feel like the color was very deceiving because, again, I use Classic Tan in all the L'Oreal foundations, and my Classic Tans are darker than what this Classic Tan was. So I feel like the color is a little deceiving, but other than that, I feel like it looks pretty good. And I don't know if I'm like other than that, but texture is a big issue. So if you have a bigger issue than me with texture, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, especially if you have very dry skin. I just feel like this is gonna emphasize your dry patches if you have very dry skin. But it's okay. I think I have to keep trying it. What I'm gonna do is whenever I do a first impressions video, I'm gonna start updating you guys in the description box with how I'm liking it, because by the time you have seen this video, I will have worn this foundation several times and I will be able to give a better guess on how I feel about it and how I like it. So I'm gonna start updating my thoughts in the description box after I've given this foundation about a week's wear. So make sure you come back and check the description box if it's not up already when I post this video. Because right now I'm on the fence about this foundation. I was so excited for this baby and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's not the worst foundation in the world. I've definitely had worse foundations, especially on a first impression tip. I've definitely had foundations that have looked a lot worse on my skin, but at the same time I've had foundations that looked a lot better on my skin. So it really just depends on what you're looking for and what type of skin that you have. But again, I'm going to update you guys in the description box with how I feel about it, because I'm going to wear this baby all week. All week. So by the time I hit 3 to 4 to 5 times wearing it, then I'll definitely have a pattern and definitely know how it plays with my skin and how I feel about it. Hey you guys, I've taken a few photos of this foundation, and I also wanted to just kind of pop in and show you guys how this foundation looks. Excuse me if you can hear my children, but I just wanted to pop in and show you guys how this foundation looks. It has been, what time is it? Let me tell you guys the time. It's 6:39. I put this foundation on at 1:30 p.m. It's 6:39 p.m. So we are talking about 5 hours it's been on my face. As you can see, it's a little oily. I can do a blot, however I'm gonna let it sit on my face for a couple more hours. Once we hit about the 6 or 7 hour mark, I'm gonna come back and show you guys how it looks. But it still looks pretty good, although there are a few oily spots that you can see. It still looks pretty good. So I feel like the foundation looks so much better since I first put it on my skin. When I first put it on my skin, it looked a little bit cakey and just like almost a little dry, but now I feel like it's totally warmed up to my skin, which I felt like that's what it was going to do just from how it applied. Oh, there you can see my baby in her pull-up. But just from how it applied, I feel like it totally warmed up my skin. And excuse the mess, guys, I'm cleaning, so I have everything just kind of thrown in here. But I really just wanted to pop in and show you guys how it looked. Alright, so I just looked at the footage that you guys just saw, and I realized that this stuff looks totally awful on camera. Like, it looks totally awful. I don't know what it, like, it doesn't look as bad here, but when I play that footage back, I do not like how it came out. So I don't know if maybe I like it. Maybe it's just because I just looked at it real quick that I don't like it, but I do not like how this looks on camera at all. So yeah, that's my, I don't know, that's kind of my thoughts for the day. That stuff looked awful, and I don't even want to come back and film, but that's kind of my thoughts. I'll come back in a little bit and let you guys know if I still feel that way, but for right now, that is how I feel. Still check my description box though, because I have some updates from the week, but I don't even know if I want to wear this throughout the week. But yeah. Alright you guys, so here's the final update for this foundation. It is 8:03 in the PM, and I've had this foundation on since about 1:30, so about 6.5 hours. I'm still not loving the way it looks on camera. I can kind of see it now, and of course you guys can see it is pretty darn oily, but at the same time it did not claim to be a mattifying foundation. It claims to have a natural finish. So this is about how my face is for every other natural finish foundation. It actually held up a little better than I thought it would, given that it was a natural finish foundation, so that was good. But I just really don't know if I love the finish of it. I'm gonna try to wear it all week at work to see how I like it and if I enjoy it, if my opinion changes or not. But that's gonna be it for my updates. And excuse my little lace front wig I just got up, y'all. I'm at home cleaning. I've been cleaning all day, so yeah. Bye. Okay, you guys, but that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful and informative for you. If you thought that, definitely don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button as well, okay? So you can be a part of the squad also. And if you haven't already, click that little bell next to the subscribe button so you can get all the notifications for all of my videos. You never want to miss an upload. We do some fun things around here. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for your love and your support, and I will talk to you in the next video. Happy holidays. Bye, guys.